This was the first candy consumed on Mount Everest. It's called a Kendall mint cake and is a confection that was taken with to the very first descent of Mount Everest. So for a homemade mint cake, of course, the first ingredient we're going to need is sugar. Let's get that in. Now goes in some of our glucose syrup. Next in goes some water. Get that on there. And finally, we're going to put in our candy thermometer, where we'll bring it to a temperature of around 120 degrees Celsius, or for any Americans, 248 Fahrenheit. So while this gets up to temperature, if like me you're wondering, how does a minty confection from Kendall find its way all the way to the top of Mount Everest? Well, with that, let's go back to the beginning and find out. The year was 1869, and confectioner Joseph Wiper had left out a batch of glacier mints overnight. The next morning he returned, and these mints had gone cloudy and had a much more crumbly texture. And it was this moment that the Kendall mint cake was born. So jumping forward, the year is now 1953, and a team of climbers are ascending Mount Everest. This now brings us to two men by the name of Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay. Incredibly, they were actually the very first to reach the summit, and in their ration pack were the now branded Romney's Kendall mint cake. And it's these that were chosen due to their high density of sugar, which you can get energy from, and their relatively small size, hailing its humble beginnings back to a small market town of Kendall, where Joseph Wiper had left his candy out overnight. So just about reached our temperature. Now what we need to do is add our peppermint flavoring. So there's 1, 2. And now I'm going to whisk it to help cool it down, and also introduce some air to make it a bit cloudier. So our mixture's just about ready. We'll start pouring. Look at that. So our mint cake has just about cooled down. Let's take it out the wrapper. Look at that. So finally, let's place it onto here so we can cut it up into smaller pieces. So let's cut it into 3s. Damn it. So this is the candy that was eaten on top of Mount Everest. Let's give it a try. Wow. So good. I love these. Very sweet, very peppermint, nice texture. Let's try our homemade version now and see how it holds up. Okay, slight toffee flavor coming through, but wow, that peppermint and sugar is just so good. If we wanted to make it truer to the original, I think we have to bring the temperature down maybe to 115 Celsius, but this is really good. Yeah, solid 8, 9 out of 10. I mean, it's absolutely delicious. It's sugar, peppermint. What can really go wrong here, to be honest? Right, comment what we should try next. Very cool.